Okay, we're back now. So this is the old spark plug. This is the new spark plug. Comes already pre-gapped. See this protective sleeve here? You don't need to gap the spark plug. It comes already pre-gapped at the factory. And you don't want to put anything on the threads. Just make sure the car is cold, not hot, because otherwise you'll ruin the threads in the cylinder head. Hand tighten it, and then just another 1/4 inch more after it's seated. Okay. Same thing on number 2 cylinder. Hand tighten it, and then after this spark plug seats on the head, another 1/4 turn.
Allí tiene una foto con el papá y los hermanos. ¿Te parecen hoy?
Okay, now the plug is seated, so another 1/4 turn. Okay, now the plug has seated, another 1/4 turn.
El capó le tienen que estar acostados.
Okay, now plug is seated, another 1/4 turn. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to put the spark plug coils back in their original location, except for the number 2. I'm going to swap the 2, put it in the 3 cylinder, and put the 3rd ignition coil in the number 2 slot. See if the problem switches over to the number 3 cylinder. Don't forget to connect the ignition coils before you put them in. Okay. Just hand tighten these nuts. You don't want to go you don't want to go crazy. Otherwise you'll break the studs. Now what's next is we're going to replace the air filter. Loosen these 8mm screws. I loosened them already. That's why they're coming off real easy. This is the air filter. Underneath this covers, it's the air filter. You should really tune up your vehicle every 50,000 miles, or whenever it says in your owner's manual. You have to take a look in your owner's manual and see when you should replace the air filter, the spark plugs, the gas filter. And this vehicle here doesn't have a gas filter. It's inside the gas filter is inside the gas tank, part of the fuel pump assembly. That we're not going to bother with today. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, it needed an air filter. It's really clogged and dirty. I'm surprised the car ran at all. The way to check this is to look up in the put the air filter up in the sun and see if you could see the sun through it. If you can't, that means the air filter is bad. This is the new air filter, as you can see. As you can see. Oh, this is a K&N air filter. You could clean it out and reuse it, but we're not going to do that. We're going to replace it with this paper filter. You can see? See the difference? You can practically see the light through this. This one you can't. This is basura, garbage. That's still good. Oh, you don't have to throw that away, bro. You clean it up. Okay. Now this goes on one way. You cannot make a mistake. Okay. Make sure the throttle body. Okay. Okay, the throttle body's a little bit dirty. We're gonna clean it up. What you want to do is you want to clean the throttle body down here. See how dirty it is down there? Wow. Look how dirty it is in there. You see? See? See how dirty it is? That's so, you know, over the years, gunk build up. Okay, make sure this is okay. Make sure there's nothing under here. You want to, before you put the cover back on, you just want to make sure there's no leaves here, anything that will block the airflow. Okay, now what you want to do is tighten it, but you don't want to tighten it with a ratchet. You want to use a screwdriver, Phillips, and just hand tighten it. What you want to do is this is how you do it, I think. What you want to do? You want to put it in here first. Okay. This is in. This is good. Okay. This here. What you want to do is just force it in here a little bit. Oh, it's not going. Let's see. Let's see that. That's not going.
No, we're not leaving. I'm not walking. Look. Tony's fixing my car. We gotta wait till he finishes.
This here's not going. Let's see. Okay, this is in. This is in. Alright, so now it's in. You see?
¿Más incómodo? Sí. Pero lo que es no.
No se te salen así de aquí adelante para afuera.
No, buscar el trasero no está bien. ¿Y esto ve que no?
Sí.
Déjame ver, van a llevarle la factura. No le quiero poner
Esa misma ahí, dame esa. Para dejarla ya.
Pues son cómodas para caminar.
A dejarla. Porque dejarla pues.
No me compartí aquí.
Okay. Now it looks like it's seated. Like I said, you don't wanna tighten these screws with the ratchet. Just use a Phillips screwdriver to tighten it. Screws up. and you want to go in a crisscross pattern. Make sure that the air filter cover sits properly on the gasket, on the air filter gasket. Good. Now we gotta change that. Now we're gonna change the radiator cap. If you see, you could see that it's leaking antifreeze from the radiator cap right here on the side here. You see? This is not the original. This is not the original. This is not the original radiator cap for the car. Okay, what you want to do is inspect the radiator, make sure it's working properly. Okay. Okay, you see how? Okay, this went on nice, perfectly. The old one, it's not the, like I said, it's not the original. It's not original cap. It's the original cap from the dealer. Okay, that's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car. I'm going to start the car, let the car run for a while and see what happens. I want to start the car, see if the check engine light comes on. Now we're gonna check for codes again. Okay, we're still getting in the codes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete all the codes. Are you sure? Press yes. Okay. All right. To clear the codes, you're gonna have to shut the engine off. But turn the key on until you see all the lights on the dashboard light up. And then that's how you could erase the codes. Okay, codes erase was successful. I'm going to start the car, make sure no codes come back on again. Okay, there's no codes present. That's good. Now we reset the emissions control system. So basically, the car will not pass inspection right now. You have to drive the car for about anywhere 100 to 200 miles, both city and highway driving, to reset the emissions. we're not gonna do that right now. Well, I'm letting the car warm up so we can change the oxygen sensor. Before we do that, I'm gonna put this cover back on so I don't forget. Now we got to change the PCV valve on this car. I believe the PCV valve is underneath. We're gonna have to raise the car up. This is the connector, electrical connector for the oxygen sensor. We're gonna have to disconnect it and replace the oxygen sensor. It's always a good idea whenever you have a vehicle with over 100,000 or 150,000 miles to change the front oxygen sensor. You get better gas mileage, improved gas mileage, and the oxygen sensor wears down after 100,000 miles.